You might have noticed that Chris Trott there was wearing a new shirt.
What, this
thing?
What's available in white?
It will also be available in white, but nobody's
thanks for
wearing
telling
a white
me, Mark.
one. Thanks, Chris Trott.
Hey.
At this point, Steve, you might as well just go to the white. Ooh, coming up.
Oh.
You can check that out.
Subscribe to Twitch.
Hey,
Prime.
you know what? If you get Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch sub. This is episode 7.
Yeah.
So last week was episode 6. You travelled what?
It was good math.
Good math.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You've been using Brilliant.
Making a face, podcast listeners. You can see flagstone that seems unnaturally smooth and worn down that runs throughout the center of the chasm itself. The buildings have strange metal supports and struts holding up balconies and other parts. There's not much left to explore. Most of the town has been consumed by the earth and the mountains and the rock. There are about 3 buildings, the first of which you can see appears to have some sort of like short chimney and a sign kind of like embedded above the door. You see the metal plates, the wooden skeleton beneath them, and the single lifeless black eye of a guardian, partially collapsed and buried under stone.
Awfully dank in here, would you say? It's not very well lit either.
Yeah, funny that, it's a chasm. Ayla kind of calls out from back.
I was going to go towards them and be like, let's find out.
Oh, good. Wait.
Okay, so you're following Nova?
No.
I'm just going to, excitedly kind of like...
So Nova just moves over to it, Ayla will follow.
No.
The head itself is different to Sentry's. This one has no human face. This is almost like pure metal with just a line for a kind of almost separating its plates. Instead of a pair of eyes, it has a singular black gemstone, now blackened. Sentry is much more armored, like a built-for-war kind of machine. This seems to be maybe a laborer.
Birdie, dearest. Yeah. I'm awfully injured. I know you fell off a big rock, but I took a lot of bites and stuff.
I am, probably as injured as you are.
If you touch us at the same time, can you heal us both?
I don't know. I actually genuinely don't know. I've never tried it. I could do.
Just do this, and on the thumb.
Okay, well...
You put your face against the pinky,
I
and then we'll see what happens.
I'll put one half of my wing here, across my chest, and you next to me.
And
then
then
with
see
that,
what-
I will do a Cure Wounds. Does that...
Are you attempting to heal both of you?
At the same time, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That is 8 health.
Lucius, you gain 8 health.
I feel it. Oh, it's working. Oh, excellent.
You don't feel any channeled energy into you.
Thank you.
You almost have this moment where, as you're trying to focus on both of you, you're aware that Lucius is next to you, and there just seems to be some part of the spell where you couldn't heal both of you. It was you had to choose one or the other.
You're so talented, Birdie.
Yeah, well...
I didn't know that could work. That's amazing.
It worked.
Ayla and Sentry, you both make your way over to Nova, and you can see the front of this building. You see this fallen creature in front of you.
Sentry, look at this. He's so different to you. Is it a he? I don't even know. But look, he has one eye. It has one eye. And wood, all wood. You are armored. He's not. I think he must be a laborer of some kind, a dwarven laborer. Isn't that fascinating? We find him in a dwarven village, and they made it in their own image. So wherever you might be from, maybe that they are humanoids, just like you.
It's like, yeah.
Well, with our renewed vigor,
let's
hop on over to see what the kerfuffle is.
You first.
Oh, thank you. I might skip there. I'm going to skip.
I'm going to
Come on,
shamble behind
buddy.
him.
Skip
Really
to Ayla.
slowly.
Echo!
So,
Quill smells.
No, I don't.
lying on its side, on top of like a shelf up in the far corner, looking towards the door, is you see a metal sphere, like a perfectly round metal ball with a tiny blue gemstone at its center. It's kind of on its a slight angle, and it's facing towards the door itself, looking at the door.
Cool. So I'll send Sentry back, and I'll tell the guys. So
Echo.
Entry. Yeah,
Entry.
Entry. We'll send Entry through.
The two forms combined. Ayla grabs the door, and after hearing that there is treasure inside, it's like, cool. Puts one foot, and it just rips the door.
Nova, the torch. You'll probably need both hands to use your sword,
But then
right?
maybe if it's like here, then what is? Will we find other ones and then?
I think she's in her own mind.
Could I take the torch?
I could activate this if I could.
I'm gonna
Could I
try.
have the
Focus
torch?
on
Nova,
my
could I have the
gemstone.
torch?
I'm gonna walk over to her and see if I can just take the lantern without her noticing, just gently.
Like if there's some way I could just like activate
Thank you,
this.
thank you. And when you give it to me, I would really quickly turn around and throw it into the back corner of the room.
Okay.
Of the cavern.
Okay. So you watch as
file.
Quill snatches this lantern, this oil lantern, turns around, and throws it into around sort of like this area.
But it
Funny little thing. The lantern smashes against the stone, the oil spills out and quickly catches on fire.
Oh, I didn't think it would do that.
What on earth was that?
That was my lantern.
I'm sorry. I heard something that was in there. There was definitely something in there. Something.
I mean, lanterns
In
are
where?
expensive.
I heard something crawling around behind us. I thought I'd be able to catch it.
And you thought that was the most proactive?
Firstly, I didn't think it was going to explode.
You
Secondly,
threw
It didn't
oil-
explode, it kind of hit the ground and the oil spilled
Yeah.
out and then the oil spills on fire. That noise you heard is gone.
there was definitely something here, and it was.
Did you even hear a noise? You're not quite sure. You
I-
thought you did. You thought you could hear something in the dark, but you're not.
Could no one else hear it?
I know what this is. Birdies are meant to be in the sky. You're too far underneath.
Maybe
Gone
no.
bird mad.
No, that's bird mad is not a thing.
Is it not?
No, it's not a. I definitely heard metal. You
Yes,
must
I
have
heard metal too when you threw that.
No, before then,
lantern.
way before then, before Ayla even ripped the door up into pieces.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because I didn't want to. I thought I'd be
You
able
threw a lantern. It's a reaction.
to catch it by surprise.
And I'm just holding up the arm of the
So as you
guardian
pick it
on the
up,
floor.
like the wood that was connected to its shoulder joint just crumbles, like rots away and just crumbles, and you're now holding this kind of like amputated arm.
As I'm holding up this arm, I just kind of look at Sentry and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean for this to happen.
It's okay. He was already very long gone.
I feel really awkward.
Put
You
your
can
arm down.
put the arm.
Okay.
Okay, you can put it back.
I
Fine.
slowly put the arm back down and then just like pat it, like, sorry.
I hope no one's doing that with my arm.
I'm just gonna. Lucius is gonna walk into the workshop to check out these chests.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 15.
You swear for a second the little gem in the ball glows and it rolls a little bit. But then you blink and you're like, did you see that? You're not sure.
Everybody, come in quickly. Come on.
Is it urgent?
Yes. Birdie,
Yeah.
look at the sphere.
Okay.
Look at it. You see that? You're looking.
I'm looking right.
Look at the middle. This is a tiny little glow. It moved. I swear it moved. Look with your little birdie eyes.
I can see.
Unless you've gone bird mad, in which case,
And there's no such thing. I can see the orb.
is it moving?
No.
Nope.
No. It's an orb.
Oh, it could be alive. It could be like Echo Sentry. This could be the dead one's Echo.
Could be. It looks exactly the same.
The knowledge of how to build guardians and how to replenish their cores is lost. It's gone.
I mean, I've got like a needle. Can I not just shove it into the reset switch?
Is there anything,
Factory reset.
podcast listeners, Mark is giving Tom a very cold, dead stare.
Sentry, what happens if one were to touch someone else's Echo? Would anything bad happen?
You don't know. Nobody's ever touched your Echo before.
I wouldn't know.
Is it a bit disrespectful? Is it like touching one's naughty bits?
I shouldn't imagine so. Like.
I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna
It's
do
like-
it.
Echo
Not
goes.
okay. I'll touch this one first.
Try it with this
Yeah.
one to see what happens.
Touching Echo.
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh fuck.
Wow. What?
It's gonna bite you.
14.
So you touch the Echo and something happens and you feel a momentary connection between the sorceress energy, the kind of arcane well of power that you draw from, like whatever is inside you that lets you cast magic. There is split-second connection between that and whatever is powering Echo, and you get flashes in your mind. You briefly see a beautiful kingdom of structures of glass towers and metal carriages pulled without carts and people in strange uniforms you've never seen before. A flash of Sentry being given a shield by a human man that you don't quite make out. And then the last thing you see is just swirling earth and sand and stones all around you, and then it just goes, and it's like a flash for a second.
What happened?
Lucius falls over. I saw where you came from. I had a bit.
You saw Solvin.
I saw what?
Solvin.
What? Nova rushes in. Where is it?
I touched Sentry's echo and I saw fragments of what happened. And I saw your shield. I saw your shield being given to you.
I've seen that myself. I had.
Well, you should have.
I had a
It happened to
dream.
you. Your memories in echo.
I guess they are. If you saw what I saw.
God, that place is I thought Gusthaven was wonderful, but the decadence, honestly.
Solvin was beautiful.
The carriages, they were moving around without any horses.
Hi. Can
It sounds like he's going elf mad.
I touch Echo, please?
Well, if Lucius came out of it in one piece, I'm sure it's no problem for you.
It's going to hit you all at once, Nova, so be prepared. Clench your butt cheeks.
For science! I will clench my butt cheeks and gently touch Echo.
You feel a cold metallic surface, but no reaction. You
I
don't
just
get a
look at
flash.
my
You
finger.
saw it, right?
Nothing. And I just reach out and I put more of my hand on Echo.
No
You see the
reaction.
shield where it's given to Sentry?
Nothing.
You know?
You maybe feel a very slight pulse in Tiangong.
A disappointment. Or maybe you have gone elf mad.
Well. I'm going to touch the other one.
Oh, wait, hang on. Is that such a good idea?
Why? It was fascinating.
Well, we know that Sentry is, Sentry. We don't know what this one is. Are you sure you're going to
It can't hurt me, it's just memories, right?
Well, I suppose.
At
but-
most.
While he's touching weird stuff, what are we doing about chests? Ayla points at the two metal chests.
If the dwarves have a little housey here, there's got to be some staircase back out.
But when the doors lived here, it was up there, and Nova points up. It wasn't down here. It was up.
What's he talking about? There's no floating dwarven island. What are you talking about? Are you silly?
This village was originally on the surface where we climbed down from. Then after the sundering, the ground crumbled and the village came down here with it. So there wouldn't be a staircase to go up.
Are you okay? You seem to be really slowing your speech.
I think she's gone Ganassi mad.
She might be air ganassi mad. You need some fresh air. I get it, it caved in
It is
and it
rather
fell.
stale down here, yes. But there's not going to be a staircase back up.
Right. Well, that settles it. I'm going to touch.
Okay. Give me a charisma saving throw.
17 plus 5.
Yeah, 17. So again, you get this momentary sensation of a connection to the kind of sorcerous power within you, and you see flashes again. Brief, not as detailed, not as vivid, a kind of grey colour, like there's very little colour to the memories. You do, however, feel sensations. You remember an intense heat of something being near something very hot for a long time, working, hammering metal on an anvil for a long time. You see dwarven faces, but their features are all blurred or obscured in some way. And then you remember a terrible earthquake. You remember the ground shaking. You remember seeing great waves, coming out of nowhere across the landscape. People screaming, people shouting. You dived into a building, and then the memory ends. And then there seems to be like one last memory, but it's just darkness. And then you just snap back into reality.
Oh, how awful. Oh, that's tragic.
What did you see?
The guardian, this is that guardian, I believe, that's on the outside. Used to work here at the blacksmiths when they were on the surface. Thank you for the slow explanation. And yes, it was very hot. I could sense the heat. Then nothing, absolutely nothing. Oh, the thundering happened. That's right. Big earthquake.
Oh, okay, just
yes,
the
big
thundering.
earthquake. Everything collapsed, and clearly the Guardian snuffed it.
Well, but how is the echo still working? I thought it was...
It might have residual power or something. At least,
Maybe it reacted with your magical ability.
maybe I powered it. Yes.
Maybe that's how you activated me.
Well, I don't have any magic.
Do you not? You touched me, and then I felt good.
I mean, I'm not magic like you.
So while you're having
the
this conversation, Ayla is like holding these containers, and she's straining herself to try and rip it, or break it open. She's using a hammer to try and smash it. But in the process, you see her pull her arm back, and it wrenches part of her shoulder, it kind of pulls a tendon or something like that. And then in a rage, she kind of goes to smash the other one, but her hammer misses, and you see her arm scrape against something and things like that. She takes a bit of damage, and she fails to open the chest, which you told her to open.
Ayla, what is happening? It's a box.
Do you want to fucking try opening this box?
I think I saw what Lucius saw.
What?
It definitely lit up when you.
Oh, it
You're
did.
saying he's not elf blind, elf magic, elf wild,
mad.
elf mad.
Elf mad. No, almost definitely. But yeah, that one lit up. Which means,
That means someone's watching us right now.
well, if anyone's watching us right now,
I turn it around. Hi.
I'm the only one trying to bloody open them, so...
I could potentially put some acid on the lock, and it might corrode it.
Oh, well, that sounds bloody great.
Yes, but honestly, touching that sphere was amazing. You should really try it.
You finish opening the other the chest, Lucius. Inside,
Quick and simple.
so you notice that there's a few broken things inside and some things which have been ruined by your acid. But some of it still remains. There were once 5 very high quality steel bars, of which only 3 remain. The other 2 have been pitted and ruined by acid, and just, broken apart and stuff like that. And potentially...
Oh! Unfortunately, the dwarves were very careless when they packaged the steel. Looks like they got some lava in there or something.
lava.
One of them
Okay.
is
Yeah.
ruined. But there's 3 nice steel bodies.
There aren't any volcanoes near here, so I don't know why they would be damaged by
Blacksmithing!
And they're still bubbling now.
Anyway, look at this wonderful hammer.
Turn your attention to the window as you probably hear a yelp as the sound of heavy metal slamming onto stone erupts. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh no!
Oh, I told you, everyone. But no.
Whatever was up there was waiting for somebody to come out, so it will get 1 attack against you as a surprise round, I'm afraid, Nova.
I just shout out, crickets!
You shout out as this thing lands down upon you. What you see, Nova, is crouched on top of the roof, a figure, hulking figure. They look like they were once a guardian, but metal has been sort of bolted on top of their original limbs to their shoulders, and a huge kind of chimney of metal is sticking out of their back. The eyes glow like embers in a forge as it leaps down, and you begin to see this kind of fiery energy kind of running throughout its whole body. Leave! And it just slams the hammer down onto you.
I'm gonna cast Melf's Acid Arrow.
Okay.
It's a new spell I've got.
Melt.
Melf, who's Melf?
Melf.
Melf
I
was a
remember.
famous wizard.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Fantastic.
tasty.
It's Ayla's go.
Just don't treat it like a chest. Hit this one.
Didn't see you doing any bloody chests. And it just goes and lands at the top of this column. And it just kind of flies upwards and then lands down.
How come you can't do that?
Leave, master, leave.
Try and smack the pillar that's
So
standing.
you emerge out and you want to hack away
wanna
at this
hack away
pillar.
with it with a-
That sounds amazing. You watch as Sentry kind of barrels up to this column, grips the axe, swings it, and as it does, this thunderous energy envelops the blade, hits the bottom of the column, which cracks heavily.
I don't want to waste a spell slot on it, so I'm going to stand in the doorway, point the pistol up, and fire at the crack in the pillar. 4.
It blows you back, the recoil blows you off your feet, you knock prone, and you slide against the floor as this pistol just launches you through the air. The kickback completely unexpected.
Does it ricochet into him?
No.
Great. Okay.
So anything else you'd like to do, Quill?
Yeah, get up.
Okay.
I'd like to get up.
Lucius.
I won't tell anyone.
Okay, please don't.
I'm gonna sausage roll out the way.
Like kid rolling, yeah.
Kind of get to my knees.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna fire a chromatic orb of acid at the same spot
On the column.
on him.
On him.
Natural one.
So with this one, you're like,
Emotional roller coaster.
just
today.
like the arrow, I can do this. It flies up and hits like stalactites above the ceiling and just begins melting
And they
away into
stab him in the head.
Not quite. If only.
I would like to, in that case, cast Magic Missile at level 1, which is a
you know it
guaranteed
hits.
hit.
Sure.
That's 7 damage.
So you watch, Quill, you know the creature's in there somewhere, and you can hear Lucius and Ayla desperately coughing for breath. You can see the blows being exchanged between Sentry and the creature. You just trust that these feathers are going to find their mark in the smoke. You see these lines, these purple lines like flying through. The smoke begins to stop. Lucius, you're gasping for air. Ayla's gasping for air as you see this thing just slump to one knee and then just slump forward.
Oh!
Hey! Done.
Was that a guardian? That doesn't look like you.
Amazing! It looks like a forge construct.
Amazing, we almost died, Nova.
Did it build itself, or was it built as well? These dwarves are amazing.
What? It doesn't seem that amazing. It seemed like it wanted to kill us.
So that's a feral sentry.
Oh, very much so. When I tried to cast suggestion upon it, it was clear that it was stark raving bonkers.
Oh, it was guardian mad.
You look towards the column and you can see it beginning to tip over.
Push it away from the guardian.
Yeah. I'll
what?
I'll try
You're
and
gonna try, okay.
push it away.
Okay. Make a strength check for me. Ayla will try and assist you.
Okay.
Roll a 1.
11, 16, 28, 30.
What?
Strength
So
bonus.
just add your strength
14.
bonus.
14.
So you just add the strength
I was
modifier.
looking.
32.
You were adding the strength
I was adding the
score.
strength score. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I was going a bit mental.
that's fine. You're still learning.
41.
You're still learning.
Player mad.
Sentry and Ayla both take 12 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh.
as this thing.
Boy.
Sentry, Ayla, are you okay?
Ah!
Okay, well, one of them's still alive. Sentry?
I'm fine.
I'm done. I'm done. This quaint little rubbish. This rubbish place. It's awful. I want to get out.
I was telling you this before we came down here. This was going to be horrible. And we've been attacked by a giant guardian,
All we got
way
was-
bigger than Sentry.
Cute little hammer.
Well, it's a good little hammer. It might be worth something. It's magical, definitely. Oh, by the way, spear tip, also magical, definitely.
We already knew that.
Oh, and I know, but I was just confirming it.
The ones on the back.
Fucking ginger nuts.
I'm hungry, all right? Every good D&D game has some snacks. Buy them a ginger nut. If you're an American listener, it's a type of cookie.
We could body mod you, Sentry. We could encase you in metal. We could give you upgrades.
Sounds of it, you are the top of the line guardian. So I mean, whatever this thing had, it was going to be less than what you are, right?
Well, I was built with a very royal purpose, I suppose.
Okay.
But we could put vents in you.
You get the sense that Sentry. The reason that Sentry is special is because there's almost like she has the ability to adapt and to change her purpose to suit the needs of her greater goal. Sentry probably has greater potential than this thing ever had. To fire this beam would probably require some of her own personal heat source, which might injure her small amounts. When you fire it, you'll take some cold damage because you're literally drawing body heat to fire this laser.
You're fridging it. Like a fridge. Just ignore me.
He knows. He knows he did a bad.
Sentry, I am going to remain very calm while saying this because I have been told I am too excitable. This is a wrist laser, a frickin' laser beam. And I think I might be able to take it off and put it on you. So you could have a frickin' laser beam.
It will be about an hour to get it off this creature.
I need an hour.
And then another hour to put it on Sentry.
And another hour.
That's okay. I can spend that time aciding the other chest open.
No.
If we could wait 2 hours, I could use the Guardian's laser.
Well, no, that sounds somehow
might
even
be a
worse.
bit-
Ayla, last time you attempted this, you somehow stumbled around and injured yourself.
By all means, Birdman.
Watch this, and I'm going to go in there, pick up the blacksmith's hammer, and
Right.
just smack the lock.
You have
Strength check.
Yeah.
Disadvantage. Actually, no, you're using one hand. No disadvantage on this.
10.
Ha! Big, ah! You bash your hand on it.
But does the hammer do anything with its magic?
Take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
What? Oh, I haven't tried it yet. I didn't try hitting it.
I absolutely just saw you do it.
No, I didn't. No,
The door is ripped open.
that's
And I
true.
saw you use the hammer.
Don't tell anyone else.
Don't mind, Birdie. I'm just going to put you over here, and I just edge him back from the chest.
Okay.
And I'm just going to acid the lock open.
Okay.
Try not to hit the stuff on the inside.
Dexterity
Very
check.
valuable.
11.
Okay. So once again, you manage to open it. Quite a lot of acid goes on the inside. Quill watches in despair as this happens.
No other way.
Chris Trott, roll a d10 for me. Let's see how much.
Voice crack there
Let's
a
see how
little
much of the inside you ruin.
8.
All of it.
It's all gone. It's all gone.
Oh,
It's just a big hole.
There was
full of
once a leather pouch that contained coins covered in acid. You managed to salvage about 20 of these coins. Now, these are ancient looking gold coins. These pre-sundering coins are basically worth double. So
wow.
it's 40 gold's worth of coins. Also, not ruined by the acid, is a cloth-wrapped thick scale hide, like a monster's hide. You would recognize that this is wyvern skin, so this is wyvern scale, like poisons and poisonous damage.
Okay.
And the amount that's there could probably be.
Wow. Unfortunately, there was a really, just through the ages, I assume, this just really deteriorated.
You ruined our gold, didn't you?
Like dripping with like.
yeah, be careful.
acid.
Yeah, be careful. There's some acid dripping off there.
How much gold is left?
Well, these ancient coins, I estimate them at around 1 gold.
So there's 20 gold.
Yes. I'm a bad liar. I just tried though. Didn't work.
Oh, so cute.
She shakes her head.
Lucius's first
Do you
lie.
want it? Who is in control of this group fund?
Not you.
Oh, who would like it then?
Sentry is in charge of the group fund. I nominate Sentry.
Is this our first
Is
payment?
that wise?
I mean,
Money has no value to me.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it has no value to Lucius.
She's the most honest.
You're not allowed to spend any of it. You have to check with us before you spend it.
I won't spend
Well,
it.
no, you have to check with me.
No, with us.
No.
Just don't
From
check with
outside.
Lucius, okay? Don't check with Lucius.
Okay, you have
Us
my
as a
word.
group.
Oh,
Check with us as a group.
It's a group fund, and you're in charge of it. Congratulations, you are the banker of our group fund now.
I think we did okay, everybody. I mean, we're at peril from feral guardians, and you fell horribly.
This has been the worst thing that's happened in the last few weeks, and we crashed in an airship.
I don't know if that's true. I think the wild elves were way worse.
Oh no, they were bad, yeah, sure, no. But we are now trapped in a cabin with no way out, and we
we
just burned all of our gold that we came down here for.
Stop panicking, Birdman.
Cedric. I just wild-eyed repeat. Cedric, would you like the laser on your arm?
Yes, but please be careful.
I will be very careful.
Nova, make me
Oh shit.
make an intelligence check with proficiency. So D20 plus proficiency
Puts it on
plus intelligence. They could offer you guidance in some
yes,
form.
I would give them guidance. That's what I was looking at. I was seeing if it was an
Or
ability.
bardic inspiration.
Nah, it's not that. Just some guidance. There you go.
It's only a permanent laser on our arm, it doesn't matter.
It's true, actually.
Once per day, you can fire a 30-foot long, 5-foot wide beam of fire damage.
By the end of this, you are going to be a tank. You are going to be an
Laser tank.
It's like Iron Man.
While Nova, I guess, is very, very focused on doing this, I feel like I would have gone up to you to try and ask you for the spear tip.
She's just so focused, like hyper levels of focus.
You just kind of like take it out of her pocket and like Nova just
Thank
doesn't notice.
you. I'll come back with okay, bye. And I guess during that hour, I want to identify the blacksmith.
Do you have
now.
100 GP pearl?
What?
Check
That's
the spell
one of the
requirement
components, plus an owl feather.
Oh, and then I walk back and slip it back into my pocket.
Yeah, it's one of those material components.
Otherwise,
they sneak up on you.
I literally would have done it myself.
Yeah, I completely forgot. Oh God.
I kind of want to explore the rest of the chasm.
Okay.
Well,
Sure.
to be honest, if we explore just a little bit further, we'll know it's absolutely safe to be here. May as well just do a little survey and see if everything's good. If there's a couple little hammers along the way, then we'll pick them up.
Hopefully there's more in there because this building was a bust. Mainly because you destroyed it all. You melted most of it. So
Such a negative Nancy, isn't he? One negative Nancy, old Quill.
he melted it.
I melted the chest open and we had something.
Fine.
Okay, well, what are you guys doing?
Let's carry on then.
The long building, you can see there is a terrible stench that comes from it. Awful, rotten smell, rotten meat, putrid
Does it
cess.
smell similar to the...
Jesus. I think it smells bad.
I think there's more monsters in there. It's those creatures that and then spit the and then bite the Lucius and poison.
Do you want to go in and fight those ones as well if there is any more in there maybe?
Sounds like Birdie's got treasure on the mind.
It's not treasure on the mind, I just want to come out of this with, a
Treasure.
arm laser thing.
All of
very
your
cool.
remaining limbs.
All of my remaining limbs, yes.
I'm just going to say now, there is no such thing as a laser. We don't call it a laser.
She
It
said
would be
laser.
called some sort of like a fire blast or sort of
Beam.
like a heat beam. Or
You
something.
can test your new heat
You don't know.
beam.
There are no lasers. Why laser is an acronym. You wouldn't
There's a
use
lot of
it.
science fiction.
There's no such thing as lasers.
And then you can test your new heat beam.
It doesn't quite roll off
Yes.
the tongue, does it, saying, it's a freaking fire blaster!
Yes, it doesn't, but that is also a reference to a modern film. So let's just try and keep it a little bit in universe, and I'm going to make it clear that there are not lasers.
We could get them in a line. You
Light
can test
beams?
your fire rope.
Fire rope, heat beam, light blast, whatever you want to call it. But laser is a modern scientific name.
I've changed my notes, don't worry, look. I'll
Good.
sort it out.
We'll get them in a line. You can test your
It's not
hot
about
column.
fun. It's about my world, Kim. All right? It's about my world building.
Yes, boy.
So you send Echo in, and he goes in through one of these thin windows once again. What you see is rows and rows of rotten meat piles that were perhaps once people that have been eaten, like partially eaten, and kind of not sleeping, but you can see them awake, kind of in the corners, just putting things in their mouth, like offal and rotten carcass, just like very quietly staring into space. Are 4 of the same creatures you saw when you first came in here, but they're all kind of clumped together, and kind of looming over them, sat in almost like a stone chair, kind of gnawing on a skull, just like, is a larger version of them.
Oh no. There are 4 of them.
Guardians?
No, the same creatures we fought before.
The stinky ones.
Yes. But there's also like a larger one, the king.
The king.
Like a lord of them, like a
King Stinky.
yeah.
Stinking.
But where they are, there's opportunity for more items. There's some dead bodies down there.
There's some dead bodies. That doesn't sound like items to me.
Maybe some more weapons, maybe some potions or something.
I just didn't know that
You
Echo could
guys
see
like
into the
this?
future.
Echo can see them with physical gear on their bodies.
No, I'm just saying that's us in the future.
Well, you have your new.
That's true.
Occam's laser. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop using that name.
So you're aiming for the king.
Once I see the one with the crown,
Stinking.
I'll shoot that one.
That's your trigger?
No. When I see the biggest one.
What is it with me rolling stealth checks for Katie when she's not here?
7.
1.
Wow.
So Ayla and Lucius begin making their way up. They get about halfway.
I hope you don't see us.
They get within 30 feet. She's like, shut up! As the creatures burst open the door and begin running towards Lucius and Ayla. What's your AC?
12.
Right, the first one is a 13.
Good.
Ooh, 10 points of slashing damage. And then can you make a constitution saving throw, please?
Oh yeah, forgot about the goopies.
Poison.
7.
Eldritch Blast, the big one.
Yes, absolutely.
3.
You blast its head off.
Oh!
No.
With Tiangong, you kind of aim, you kind of sweep the blade, and this kind of crescent moon of energy flies out and just decapitates the thing.
Damn.
I did not know it could
The
do
guiding
that.
bolt was just like, and like 10 points from the Eldritch Blast to start with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just and it just collapses,
I'm just
sending
gonna-
the other 4 into a feeding frenzy.
I'm just going to look in shock at Tiangong and go, I did not know it could do that.
On its turn, this creature goes to run away. Ayla will get an attack opportunity. She hits it.
Nice.
Like, she basically, as it's running, she just slams it in the back and it carries on the rest of the distance.
Excellent.
Knocked it out of the park.
One will attack Ayla. One will attack paralyzed Lucius.
Can I use protection?
You can.
Can I protect Lucius, please?
Nice.
That would make it a fail, because that was going to be a 14, and when you hit a paralyzed creature, it is automatically a critical hit. However, if you give it disadvantage, it means it was a 4 to hit. So that's an 8. So
Thank you,
Sentry,
Sentry.
you see this claw coming for your face, and then just this shield in the way, just patang, bounces the thing off it.
Internal screaming.
You're not paralysed enough for your eyes to widen.
I like to think you're shaking slightly because you're like,
So one does catch Ayla. Con save for her. It's still standing, desperately flailing at you with its claws, but heavily, heavily injured at this point.
Nice.
As it desperately tries to claw its way free.
that is all my
Wow.
Lucius, saving throw.
Wowee!
19.
You are no longer paralyzed.
Hey.
But it's at the end of your turn.
I'm going to pretend to stay like this. Just
Quill.
Last chance, and I'm going to point the pistol out.
Yep. D20 plus Dex mod.
I'm going to try and shoot this, please. Oh, it's like 12.
That is a hit. See this creature like kind of pulls the blade free and it looks like it's about to strike you, and then something hits it in the side, and you just see Quill holding this smoking pistol as it's just like you can see it's terribly bleeding. It's barely able to stand on its own strength. It's not quite dead.
Shaking as well.
I'm still like, I did it!
Lucius, that is a 12. It's going to hit you, I'm afraid. So Constitution saving throw,
back I go.
and that's another 10 points of
4.
slashing damage. And another 10 points of slashing damage, please.
No.
I'm down.
It just
So-
goes down. Like,
Can you make another Constitution saving throw for me, please?
I'd like to say as well that I would scream, Lucius! And I just run in, smack that one, and then, green flame blade.
17.
Hits.
Oh yeah.
I think this is going to finish it.
4.
We're getting
You're just
that team.
dogpiling this creature, and unfortunately it's too dumb and hungry to know to run away, so it's just like, nah! You can't spare the dying, he's stabilized, no more threat, end of the episode.
Hey.
0-8.
Yay!
She's like, oh, hello, I'm Lucius Alanasto. Oh, I most certainly will have a heart wine. Thank you. If that's the most expensive, it's the best.
Surely he'd ask what year it's made. Crap.
I don't think Lucius is actually that
Yeah.
aware of
Yeah.
good wine.